All right. Good morning, everybody. And this is Christina with the Grace State Truth. And I'm here today with Louise and Joe.
Hi.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to go through some of the um, slides here about the Spirit Quest and the journal, some of the parts in the journal. Louise, if you want to explain a little bit more what you put together here.
Sure. I've just gone through the journal and taken out screenshots and dates of when there's mention of anything regarding spiritual or soul or anything. I put the dates on so that people can go and read the full entries because some of them are too long to fit on the slides. So that I thought we could just have a peruse of what they was talking about, and that they do mention spiritual and soul things a few times. So that's it.
Cool. Well, Louise has put this together for us today. So, and then we're also using some new software, which is through StreamYard and Restream, which is pretty cool. So, bear with us. We're learning this new stuff here. So, starting off with the first slide is this a basic introduction. And are the names of the Facebook page, the YouTube, and then this channel as well. And we're going to move on to the first slide. Do you want to narrate, or do you want me to narrate?
Well, I'm on my phone, so it's a bit small for me at the moment.
Okay.
So if you could.
Okay. All right, so the first one is David's journal is full of many thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Some of them are uncomfortable to read. However, something worth noting is that there is not one single mention of him feeling threatened, intimidated, or concerned about anything connected to Grace State. Or I don't know what EG is. The government, spy ops, or psyops. Not one mentioned. I'm like
EG examples.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I do it differently. So, okay, Saturday the 12th, July 2014 at 12:27 p.m. And we have a picture here that was in the journal. It says, "This body is what was made for us to connect with Godhood. It can be trained to mastery in order to support the stillness the soul needs to reconnect to the infinite. To draw wisdom and guidance. This is a simulation. Sentience rising, maturing, and falling in these silly blind flesh cars through which the eternity of our souls can try and try again to contribute positivity to our collective experience. No fear now." So, what do you take on that entry?
Joe?
Oh, I was having trouble with my mute button. Sorry.
It happens.
um, I, I mean, I don't understand it all. I don't know how spiritual they were. You know, they were looking at a lot of different things, and for me, I mean, I'm not a really spiritual person myself. So, I mean, whatever they were experiencing, they thought it was real. They thought they were getting these messages that they had to deal with in whatever way they had to deal with them. And I find it very strange because I've never had nothing like that.
Right.
I think it's kind of a bit like a bit of an existential crisis where he's kind of pondering what his life or soul's purpose is. Why is he here? What is the whole point of life to gain from it? And to, question his very existence. That's what I pick up from it. How about you, Christina?
I pick up on like the same thing. I see a lost person, that has lots and lots of issues with mental health. That is maybe trying to find his way, either spiritually, or trying to find a way, or what way he wants to go, or, how he feels, and what this life's about. Why am I here? Why do I exist? And so I think it's just kind of his mind trying to think about, why am I here? What is my mission? What do I need to do? That's how I feel about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
because a lot of people say like that when you're like on your deathbed, it's you look back on your life and they say that people wish they spent more time with their family. They wish that they'd appreciated the smaller things in life and that they'd not focused on like all of their work things all the time and deadlines and stuff like that. So I kind of think he's sort of obviously not in the same way. I'm not saying that he was like on his deathbed when he was writing this or anything, but I think it's that, what have I done with my life? What am I supposed to do with my life? Am I fulfilling what my soul is here to experience, or am I living the best life that I need to? That's just, it's a very difficult thing to interpret.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. All right, so on slide 2, we have Thursday, July 17th, 2014, 2:55 p.m. Picture of Camille sleeping on the couch. I do that a lot. In that position because I have a sectional couch. It's super comfortable because it like conforms to your body the way you're laying. Like that's how I sleep too. So, and under it, it says some fragments and messages. To write them all down all the time would be a challenge indeed. But anyway, feelings of gratitude have multiplied gifts from the universe. I've come to the idea that all I need to satisfy my wants, needs, and surpass the men of my wine is to. Does it go on to the next?
I think there's more on that, but that was the main important part about him. What was the first bit again?
So fragments and messages. To write them all down all the time would be a challenge indeed.
That's what I picked up on. That what these fragments and messages are, or where they're coming from, I don't know.
Right.
But the way that he worded it made me think it was more of a sort of spiritual or intuitive, or the universe is showing me signs kind of thing, which could be anything from you having a feeling and then seeing that on like a billboard or on an ad or something. I've got no idea. I'm not trying to put words into their mouth or meanings of, I'm just saying how I sort of think it might mean, but it's not a fact.
It seems like they're taking an introspective look at everything, and trying to figure out where they are and where they're going to go.
Right.
Yeah, like a deeper understanding.
Okay, so Sunday, July the 27th, 2014. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. 10:23 a.m. Camille will have to write about yesterday. I don't know that she will. There were physical effects, deep understanding stretching my mind past what my body could tolerate. And apparently I ripped something that Paleo watched float away. Sorry, guys. Such a weird thing to say happened, but well. I don't know how to write about what I know. it may take a few days. I hope Camille writes about what she saw happen. The kid, get out of her way. You will live longer. I don't know what to write about. Much is changing. Words themselves look different. I will conquer my Crowley in my lifetime, but too late for Ronnie to make a clean break. Please.
So there's quite a lot in there, isn't there?
Yes, yes.
What was the date on that one again? 27th of July.
Yes.
So that's before the thing with Ronnie in her bedroom, where Camille was saying about the voice.
Oh yeah.
So it's not meaning that. What could it sort of sounds like he's saying that some kind of orb came out of him, that he did some kind of orb, and that Paleo saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, what's your feelings on this post?
I don't understand it. Is it symbolic? Is he saying symbolic? This happened, or is a physical thing that happened? I mean, he's saying Paleo saw it, so it would make you think it was a physical thing. But I don't understand what he's saying came out of him. Was it something bad? Was it something good? It's one of those things. It's hard to get your head around what he means.
Yeah. Also, he writes about there being like a lot of things. He wants Camille to write about it, so that makes you think that whatever was happening, Camille was also witness to it. But what?
Right.
It was exactly.
Do we know if this happened before? Do we know if this happened before or after the the pot usage? Like when he started smoking pot? Do we know? Because I
don't know.
Because I know he mentions in the journal around the time that he had started smoking pot, but I believe he talked about it in the summer as well. So
yeah, I think he was possibly smoking pot at this time, but I don't really know anyone that's ever hallucinated off pot.
Well, I mean, the reason I say this is because, I mean, we know that there's pot usage. We know that there's shrooms. And the question is, did he do these shrooms? Was this something that, that he saw? Was he hallucinating this and thought the dog seen it? I know when you're smoking pot, sometimes, like, you're so high that you're like, whoa, you do. I mean, I'm not saying hallucinations, but your mind really kind of makes you think things. I know I laugh a lot. I haven't smoked pot since I was very young. But as far as like drug usage, I'm wondering if that had anything to do with this. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Hold on, you guys talk for like 2 seconds. I gotta see who this is. Hold on.
Well, we also don't know whether he was having the start of a breakdown or mental health issues, whether it's a start of some sort of psychosis. It could be so many different things.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. And with his creative mind, is he trying to symbolic say, something?
You're cutting out.
Who knows?
I didn't hear all of that, but I mean, there is like so many things. Oh my god, this phone. Hold on. Hello.
Hi, this is Josie's Income Taxes and number returning your call.
Yeah, I already got it taken care of though. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Okay, I apologize. Sorry, it was the notary lady.
That's
Okay.
okay. Have we lost Joe?
I don't know. I know he was cutting, but let me turn his mic back on. All right. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. But yeah, what I take from this is, I mean, it could be, where he says deep understanding, stretching my mind past what my body can tolerate. That could be the Sherm's use. The hallucination, stretching his mind, expanding his mind. Is it him? He said, and apparently I read something that Paleo watched float away.
So is that something that's his own memory, or is that something that, say, like Kamel said, oh, you did this, and
right.
Paleo saw it? Because he's used the word apparently. So it's
well, it kind of sounds like he didn't experience it, but he was told about it, right?
Yeah. He says, apparently I wrote something that Paleo watched float away. But Kamel, he says, I hope Kamel writes about what she saw happen. So was this her that saw it, that he, didn't?
And was he actually being physically sick at the time, or was he like dry heaving and having like depends on what's actually going on in the moment as to like if he didn't see or perceive to see this thing. But it's just an interesting thing. I don't think I've ever written anything like that. That no one's ever said to me, well, when you were whatever, this white light or orb or whatever came out of you.
Yeah. And where he says, I don't know what to write about, much is changing. Words themselves look different. When you, and I can say this from a very personal level of drug use when I was younger and overcoming that. When you start getting deeper and deeper into addiction and drug use, things do look different. Your whole life completely changes, for the worse. So, and where he says, much is changing, words themselves look different. So,
because that makes me think, like with what you're saying, it makes me look at it from the way that you're saying, but it also makes me look at it like, it could be sort of saying that he can't any longer find the words to explain what he's experiencing, like words don't do it justice.
Yeah. And then the most confusing part about this is I will conquer my crowley in my lifetime, but too late for Ronnie to make it clean break. So it's,
like, I will do it, but my child won't.
Yeah, like I mean, your child's smaller than you, so if there's this, genetic thing that's going on with you, or mental thing that's going on within the Crowley family, why wouldn't she be able to overcome that? Why would
she's got longer
to?
too.
Yeah, so it's very, I don't know, that one it's very confusing. He wrote a lot of very confusing things, cryptic that he would understand them, but not many others would. So we are moving on to Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2014. And this is about 9/11. And it says, I wrote 25 pages in my little blueprint journal.
The one that doesn't exist.
The one that doesn't exist. It says here he wrote 25 pages in his blueprint journal about what's been happening. It ain't no recap. I have front row seats to what's happening to me. like going under the knife with eyes wide open. And have I been writing everything down? Not really. I realized I'm engaged in some kind of purging material. Cleansing the home, big garage sale, come one, come all. Live light and clean. Can I touch on that? Because when people have suicidal ideation, they tend to get rid of things. They give things away. They purge things out of their life. And so that could also be, and I'm not saying, that's what he meant, but I just kind of want to throw that in there as well.
Well, if you put that together with the fact he was giving people back things, like he was giving stuff back to Chris Peck and other people, I mean, it all fits.
Yeah. I'm tired.
And he's writing about it.
Yeah. And he says, I'm tired. My mind and body are changing. No time to waste. And I'm damn tired. I didn't say I can't handle the pace, but lately the place I need to be sometimes is so deep within myself that not a muscle twitches. Rest. I should get to the beach. So he's saying here, he's tired. His mind and his body are changing. I think a lot of that goes with the PTSD that he himself speaks about. There's times when someone is fine for years and then this trigger pops up. And you hear him and Kamel talking, or he's talking to Kamel about, his old war stories. And there's a part in the journal where he's talking about these, war stories and his friends. And could this have been a trigger? Him bringing this back up in his life, him talking about this again. Could that have been a trigger? Because PTSD is there, but it doesn't come out unless there's some kind of trigger that pulls it out. And that's why it's post-traumatic, because it's that traumatic event that happened to you in the past, pops up in the future and it triggers those thoughts. And so, where he's, I mean, to me, it sounds like a lot of, I'm tired, things are changing. A lot of that is.
I don't feel it's him saying, like, I'm tired, as in, I've been doing so much physical stuff, I'm physically knackered.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm tired of dealing with whatever it is that he, is inner struggles, tired of dealing with that, tired of how the world is, tired of life in general, just tired of it all. And that he's looking within himself for something kind of deeper.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, and the PTSD has to be exhausting, He's got a lot of worry and stress, different things going on that he's battling internally,
Yeah. That's it. Tired of living the days with these negative feelings and emotions from the trauma that he's carrying.
Right.
When it affects every area of your life, it's tiring.
Absolutely. All right. The next one is Friday, August 22nd, 2014. And it's at 9:13 a.m. It says, today Camille awakens to an article about soul caramel. Soul karma and new souls coming to be in earth. I read the article sometime. I had read the article some time ago and was also taken by the concept of life in earth being a dangerous adventure only the brave souls volunteer for. And then there we are. But I was never convinced of the idea that we were new souls, like the ones described from other planets and whatever. Anyway, this had me thinking that way throughout this process. And after our chat this morning, I Googled the topic and found an article about soul walk-ins. Not a new soul, but a transferal. I know I was talking about this back in May as being like a changing of the guard behind my eyes. Feeling like someone else was taking the driver's seat, settling in, awakening to my own gifts and strengths with renewed passion and gratitude. A soul exchange. I was trying to create my own meaning, hinge into something. So back in May, or whenever I held that mock funeral for my old self, I let him die for God's sake. Maybe all that meant something, and the new me is clicking with knowledge and wisdom and wrath of the gods. Beautiful.
There is more to that, but I didn't add it in because I've put the date on there so people can go and find it. Because I think it's the kind of thing that you have to read it a few times.
Yes.
Because it's quite, it's like pages, I think, that particular entry. But the main key points are in there about, he's saying something about experiences in May. So there's something going on with him in May.
Right.
And then talking about this soul exchange, soul transfer, not being new souls, but being like old souls. So there's definitely this sort of spiritual, deeper meaning and looking at life and who they are as souls, and that he's read this article and then Kamel had found this other article. And then they've had this massive discussion about it.
Well,
How about you
question
guys?
Is, I think where it says, so back in May, whenever I held that mock funeral for my old self, that's I don't know how to take that, and I don't know if that's the mental health. I think a lot of this has to honestly tie in with the mental health, even if it is spiritual things that him and her were saying or feeling. I do think
to me, it's like he's dealing with all these internal struggles, and to me, it's like he's saying, "I'm going to let that part die."
Yeah.
And I'm going to be this different soul transferal. I'm going to look at it with new eyes and grasp the rest of my life. It doesn't sound really negative to me. It sounds like he's trying to move forward.
Right.
At that point, anyway.
I agree, right? But I think that there is, there's a little kind of flash of, say, beliefs beyond this life that they believe in, that it's not a traditional we're going to go to heaven kind of thing where we die. They're saying sort of like a reincarnation of the soul, and their souls of old souls have transferred, and or the soul that they were born with has been replaced by this older, wiser soul in this soul exchange thing. But you have to be able to sort of believe in sort of the soul and the soul's experience in order to be writing about it, if you don't like. They connect with that more than, say, Catholicism or Christianity or even like Islam. At that point, they're pondering, well, maybe we don't go up to wherever. Maybe our souls are on. Maybe it's not the physical life that is important. It's that old saying about like the soul is the driver of the car, and then when the car, being a body, is buggered up and knackered, that goes to the scrapyard, but the driver gets out the car and changes cars.
Right.
In a very blunt kind of way. And so it's like they're looking at that's more like, I don't know whether it's, something that resonates with them at this time when this is being written, that we're wiser than a lot of people, and our souls are, we have a deep love, deeper, it's not so superficial, it's deep love for each other that is on a spiritual kind of connection, not just on a physical, what we can do for each other, how attracted we are physically to each other. It's deep and meaningful, and that maybe they have been connected in previous lives and found each other through these previous lives, and or their souls have sort of found each other, and it's about their souls rather than individuals. Like I say, I'm not stating any of it as a fact, I'm just giving potential thoughts on it.
Right. Well, his friend even said, that David and Camille were talking about Christianity. They were talking about higher levels of consciousness and, all of that, and the like spiritual stuff. And so I kind of think this, goes along with it. They weren't just talking about it in their journal, but in their actual lives and with people that they knew. So
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Friday, the 29th of August, 2014 at 5:46 p.m. So onward with the spiritual stuff. A flash of white light seen by Ronnie and Camille in Ronnie's room. And a strange experience where Camille heard Ronnie speak in a voice that was not hers. Okay then, I'm only sitting here long enough to write this, then on to embrace a new solution. So, kind of odd that he says here, a flash of white light seen by Ronnie. But
yeah,
Camille's story is a little different. Camille's is she seen this, and then she asked Ronnie, did you see that or did you hear that? And she said no.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused by that. Unless the flash of white light is, where she says we both seen something coming in through the door. Maybe that was.
I thought she said that it was more that she felt something come through the door.
Yeah.
I don't remember her saying that she saw something. I remember her sort
saying
of
saying
that she felt, and she was saying about like the level of this voice and knowing where like Rani's level of voice would come from, like
right.
and she's showing gesturing with her hand at a sort of height towards her, and then saying that this was up here, and then you don't like the song or something. So there's two varying accounts of one incident.
Right. Joe?
I don't. I mean, I don't understand all of it. I mean, and it's hard to put in perspective because they were doing the mushrooms and all these different things. Does that play into part of this?
Yeah.
I mean, is this a totally separate incident where everybody was lucid? I mean, it's really hard to put in place. But what I do know is whatever they experienced, she really thought it was real, and she really thought, this is something that I've got to take seriously and I've got to do.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember in the documentary on the video clip, where David says something like, Ronnie came home from school with a fever, and then you were in a room and you were painting nails and connecting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like with viruses and temperatures and things, it's been known for people to hallucinate, but Ronnie doesn't seem to be the one that's having the hallucinations.
Yeah. I don't know. The flash of light could have been a car turning in the driveway. And, the voice could have been David's and down the hallway, or I mean, just putting into like the video that I posted into our chat this morning
Yeah.
regarding paranormal and the NPD. I don't know. I kind of look at things a little bit different now, like listening to those videos and talking about this, paranormal experiences that were being done. Was it him doing this to make her think that she was seeing these things, and or was it her mind, playing tricks on her because she was so stressed out, with everything that was going on. It's hard to say. It's really hard
It's
to
really
say.
difficult because it's like they both seem to have experiences at different times.
Yeah, and that's just odd. You don't usually get, with spiritual, like paranormal experiences, when you don't usually get both people in a relationship. It's either one or the other. And so, was she playing off of him? Was he playing off of her? It's hard to say, were they really experiencing this together? It's questionable, I guess.
Right.
In a
And
sense.
to me, it seems like she was having the experiences and he was just kind of going along and saying, okay, I believe you, you know?
Yeah.
And, it could have just been Judy in the attic hiding and, talking on her phone.
Yeah. She stepped blind over there to the attic and was saying, "Do you like the song?" Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. That was sarcasm, by the way. Anybody that's watching this that doesn't know backstories. All right, so moving on, Thursday, September the 4th, 2014. Says here, my past self crawled away to die, and here I am instead. So that's kind of what
It's
it
a
says.
confusing one. Yeah. It's what it says, but it's still like, so his past self. So a reinvention, or is it the soul taken over and replace the old soul? But they're David's words, not ours.
He keeps saying things like that, and it's like he's trying to leave part of himself in the past, the part he doesn't like, I guess, I would assume.
Right.
And he's trying to leave some of it, in the past and move on with a different perspective, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so Thursday, the 30th of October, 2014, and this goes along with the rapture video, the vision that she had. I wish I still had the video. I don't know if you can send it to me real quick. I wanted to see if we could all hear it at this point with this new software. I don't have it because I deleted everything. I completely rebooted my computer last night, so I don't have any gaming stuff, nothing on here anymore.
So I don't know whether it'll let me leave the screen but I'll have a go.
Okay. All right, and it says here, Camille got raptured today. She's still here. I don't know. In my opinion, I kind of feel like, was he being a smartass in that comment? Like,
it sounds sarcastic.
Raptured usually means, taken to heaven or taken, you die.
Mm-hmm.
And he says she's still here. Like, she's saying that she got raptured today, but she's still here. Like, for real. I don't know. To me, it just kind of looks like a smart ass comment,
Me too. That's what I've always thought.
Yeah. I think Louise is on another screen right now.
I'm going to try and I'm going to try and send it you. Oh no, it might send it. I'll send it you in Messenger because the chat thing is a bit weird, and I don't want it to send it backwards or something.
Okay. Yeah, send it backwards.
Yeah.
All right.
Story of my life, that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay. Did you send it in the?
I'm sending it to you in your Facebook.
Okay.
Coming to you now.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm going to attempt to pull this over, and you guys tell me if you can hear it real quick.
Well, it should mute us.
Yeah,
So you can hear it?
I can't hear it. No, I can see it, but not
No.
hear it.
Hold on. Okay. So you guys cannot hear that then. All right.
No.
So let me download this and throw it in here into the video clips. So you can add sources here, which is really cool. Give me about 2 seconds. It's almost done.
No
Because
worries.
if I run it as a video through the actual software, we should all be able to hear it. Kind of why I wanted to move away from Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. All right, let me move this screen out of the way, and all right, where'd it go? I thought it was here. Local video. There we go. Prophecy. All right, where are you? That's weird. Okay. Well, I just uploaded it, so it's taking a minute. Hold on, sorry. It's loading into
Okay.
It's loading.
No problem. It's
We're
trial and
learning as
error.
we go.
Yes.
We are.
Did I lose that too? Okay. Yes, I did. Ah, you're kidding, right? I think I lost our slides too. Hold on. I'm learning. Okay. There's the video. All right, here we go. All right, let's put this up on the screen. And
There was a journal entry that
Hold
said,
on.
Kamel got raptured today.
turning to there we go. Okay. Oh, that's weird. It's buffering.
Period. She's still here.
I could hear it though.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Okay, hold on. We're buffering. Turn the screen off. Maybe that's why I'm having. There we go. Oh, come on. Of course, it's now going to make me look dumb. It's going to buffer. Come on, quit buffering.
There was a journal entry that said, Kamel got raptured today. Period. She's still here.
Weird. Yeah, it's doing this weird thing now.
It's,
Okay. Well, darn. I was hoping we'd be able to play it, but yeah, I'm having issues with buffering right now, so we'll let it sit for a
Maybe
minute.
play it in a little bit.
Yeah, give it a minute to buffer
Yeah.
itself out. Hold on, I gotta hop back into and pull the slides back up because they have been lost as well. Okay, I'm pulling them back up.
Okay,
I
because the
think
next slide, has some stuff from the Death of a Dystopian article.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Come on. All right, there we go. Okay. Y'all still there?
Yeah.
Okay, checking. Here. He's here. I think he's having issues with his
Sorry, I was
button.
on mute.
You're good. You're good. All right, let me put us back on our screen here. I will learn all of this yet, I promise.
You're doing fine, considering it's first attempt and everything. You're doing good.
This is like completely new to me, other than like the few videos that I've watched. So, all right. So we are now at the buffering. I wanted to finish this up. So, what is your take on the Camille got raptured today? She's still here because I know me and Joe just said like we kind of looked at it as like a smart ass comment, like she's saying she got raptured, but she's still here. So
I don't know, because to me it's the fact that it's in 3 places. You know, he's written about it in the journal, or 2 places. He's written about it in the journal, and he's said it in the audio that he made after it happened. And
right.
when he says she's still here, it makes me wonder whether she is like Kamel, or she is the scary voice that Kamel was either hearing, or was coming through her, because he says you said you were Egyptian, you said you'd come from a long way to find me and Rani, and that makes me wonder whether Kamel knew what she was saying at that time, because it's like he's saying, well, you said that you were from Egypt, but we know that Kamel's not from Egypt. So I find it quite interesting.
It sounds kind of like he's talking to the entity, maybe, whatever it is.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like basically saying that the entity is still there, not Camille herself, but the entity. Is the entity, did that entity take over Camille's body? You know what I mean? So
because it's like he's like recapping it, saying to her as though, like, well, you said you said you'd come from a long way to find me and Rani, and it's like the thing with what is it now? This sounds like completely batty, but I know, and that's probably not the right word to use, but it's like, is it Kamel's soul that's supposed to be with David and Rani, or is it this Egyptian spirit soul? You've come a long way to find me and Rani, not me, Kamel and Rani. So I think it's very open for interpretation, and you can look at it to be the 3 of them, or like this other being that they believed was communicating with or through Kamel at that time.
Yeah.
I find it quite fascinating, but I also think it's quite, it must have been so scary as well.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and then here's like the longer version. It says, Kamel got raptured today. She's still here. That morning, he had gone to Home Depot, and when he returned, Kamel came into the kitchen and asked him to hold her. She said something was very wrong, something about, do not fear, sweet body, for we have felt this pain together. David said in a recording that he made immediately afterward on his phone. He went on paraphrasing her, don't worry about the pain because you do not know how to feel pain. And you will return to the dust in your dark slumber and I will be gone. I have my mission, she told him. She said she had heard a woman's scary voice and asked if he had heard it. Sounding distraught, she reproduced the voice. I've warned you. I've warned you. Then I want you. Please come with me. Please come with me. Your place won't come to me. There's nothing left here. David went into his office and shut the door. This took a lot out of her, he said into his phone. He had held her while she began to shake, weep, and howl. And then she said, this is what rapture is. Kamel came into the room then and lay down on the couch. You said you were Egyptian, David told her. You said you'd come from very far to find me and Ronnie, and I need to come with you, and there's not much time. The primary emotion was that of like desperate, desperate love, like hopeless love, he continued. And on some level, your soul was committed to mine, and we're going to go somewhere, and Ronnie's coming with. Those were the last words Camille said, her voice pitched just above a whisper. All right.
It's there's many ways. Is it a psychosis? Something with psychosis? Is it drug related? But if it was drug related, then you'd think that you would be saying to your partner, don't freak out. Everything is okay. Remember, you've just, or we've just had, or we've done. It's a bad trip. It's not real. And you'd be trying to put their mind at rest.
Right.
Because in the video, she's saying she's questioning whether she's crazy. And if my loved one was questioning that they were crazy, even if I thought that they were, they're not going to say crazy, but, needing some kind of mental health intervention support, I would still be trying to reassure them that not to act on whatever it is that they think they're being told, and that whatever it is, we'll get through it together, kind of thing. And I'm not going to let you do anything to hurt yourself or anyone else. It's not real.
Yeah.
Or they genuinely believe there is some kind of spiritual something going on. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because there's so many ways that you can look at it. There's it could be a number of things. So it's hard to say. It's really hard.
And there's quite a few unknown variables too that you really can't count out, like drugs, or anything like that. You don't know their mental history. Has this happened before? And there's so many variables. It's just really hard to say what exactly happened.
I mean, they might have been on medication for some kind of mental health illness, and they might have come off that medication without doctor's advice, which could be doing something. I'm not saying for for a fact that that's the case or anything, but it's just another potential scenario that might have been occurring. I also think, lots of people say, well, that clip's cut and edited and everything else. It's like, well, yeah, it's cut. We know that there are parts cut out of it, but there's always this assumption that it's to almost like to frame David and Camille to look like they're not right,
Yeah.
but it's more to do with, you know, that they're very vulnerable in that clip.
Yeah.
Very, very vulnerable. You know, they're talking about going somewhere not of this world. They're talking about taking Rani. It's possible that there's a lot more kind of in-depth specific things regarding how they were going to do this, or how this spirit was telling them that they had to do it, or whatever. And it's not right to put it out there in the public domain. It's not fair on David, it's not fair on Kamel, it's not fair on Rani, and it certainly wouldn't be fair on the family and friends.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right. So we have Sunday, the 2nd of November. And this was at 3:52 a.m. It says, "Kill this thing and take me. The world is an inverse perversion of light. We are made of it in its weakness, a flashlight in the mind of Satan, but I am darkness."
I mean,
So-
this is what 3 days after, 3 or 4 days after that paranormal
Yeah.
prophecy, whatever you want to call it. What's kill this thing and take me? That again, it could be taken on many levels. Is it kill this thing that has attached itself to us, take me instead of Kamel?
Yeah. What in the world? Everybody still here?
I think that was Ben. He was trying to put in his
Yeah.
Oh,
2 cents.
okay. Well, I clicked a little button on the thing, and I just heard it like a.
Yeah.
Is everybody still here?
Yeah.
He was just doing a pitch tone test for us.
Well, there you go. Perfect. Check 1, check 2, mic check. Ben's gonna do our
That's
mic check.
it.
That's great. Oh, Lord.
Oh, he's very impressed with himself there.
I love Ben. He's funny.
Alright. So, and that could be like, kill this thing and take me. We have, you know, are we talking about the entity that took over Kamel? You know, here, kill this thing and take me instead. You know, I don't know. It's a hard one to say.
Definitely.
All right. So
Definitely.
Tuesday, the 4th of November, 2014 at 10:08 a.m. It says, "Remember yesterday when you saw it was 3:33 and you realized you were munching an apple that Kamel had just given you? Last night, between 8 and 12:30, our garden, Gethsemane, I can't say that word. Gethsemane.
I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Gethsemane. And then we were cast out of Eden. I think, you know, they were doing something that kind of their private life, their Garden of Eden."
It's I just thought it was because there's a biblical kind of reference, but it also it you know when he's mentioned earlier about these sort of fragments of like signs kind of thing. I can't remember the exact word that he used, but he was saying there were sort of signs of things and it was too much to write down, and I just wonder whether this was an example of you know, he sees a time and he connects that time to something.
Yeah.
Kamel gave him the apple, and it was at this time and that time, and
I think it
there is
has a
that.
lot to do with like the Adam and Eve, like the Adam and Eve story, you know, where or
Yeah.
Eve gives Adam the apple, and they're cast out of Eden because he eats the apple. And I think that has
Yeah.
that kind of goes into play with that.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Yeah,
having
it's
too much fun over there.
Yeah.
he's always in a good mood.
Braylon is
Very
he does
happy
that
and
too. Just
cheery.
out of the random blue, Braylon does the same. Like in the middle of the night, he'll wake up at like 2 a.m. and just start laughing at nothing. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you laughing at?
Oh yes.
That's great.
He's a good one.
All right. Thursday, November the 5th, 2014.
Thank you.
Rania, date of birth, 5th of November, 6:35 p.m. or so. And we know that Rania's birthday is not November the 5th at 6:35 or so.
Yeah. And I don't know if I left it on there.
Mike check.
I'm going to have to join him in a minute and do it just for the heck of it. It's the time at the top of the picture.
7:26 p.m. Yeah.
So it's almost like an hour before this photo was taken, Rani was like reborn or something.
Right. It's odd. Very odd statement.
You know, yeah. And it's strange that it's coupled with that picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm kind of wondering what all is in there, because you have the, the black binder and
Yeah.
some of her books.
Are they saying she's reborn or what's happened? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's hard
That's
to say.
what I take it to. That's how I interpret it. Is that Rani was reborn on that day, at that time.
With her new soul, like the new kind of goes
Yeah.
into the whole new soul thing that he was talking about.
Yeah. And maybe like then, he was sort of more accepting of her because something has happened to, something's happened that's made them or him see that, she was chosen as well. And now she's had, something's happened. And, maybe it wasn't that anything actually happened to Ronnie, but it was another one of these things where they've gone, well, that's a sign.
Right.
You find that, don't you find it quite a lot in these journals, that there's a lot of detail about, and I don't mean it disrespectfully, but about nothing. Yeah. It's almost like I'm writing about this secret, but I can't write what the secret is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort of beat around the bush, and which is kind of strange when you're writing to yourself.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. It's very, I don't know, just a lot of cryptic, messages.
Yeah.
So kind of hard to say. All right.
Definitely.
So that was our last slide, I believe.
Yeah. But this goes to show that there is mention of spiritual connection, spiritual understandings, or that they're looking at things on a deeper level and are interested in spiritual things. So when people are saying that there isn't any reference, well, there is.
Yeah. Yes, there is. Well, I think
are you going to try the video?
I'm trying to see kind of what is going on with it. It's weird because it's like I have really fast internet, and so I'm wondering why it's behaving in this manner. I don't know. It's odd. Let me see maybe if it is the screen share. Maybe if I stop screen sharing and just turn on the video, maybe that'll help with the buffer. All right, let's see if that works.
Here when I first listened, because there's some back.
Nope, nope. A little bit it did, but
Room. I didn't realize.
that's weird. Let me see if I can remove it and retry to put it back.
There's anything on here.
All right, let me do one more thing. Source.
It's just trial and error, isn't it? But
Yes. Yes, it is.
we will get there.
Loading. All right. While we're waiting, make sure you guys follow us on the Crowley Case Fact vs. Fiction on Facebook and YouTube. Also, Deep State Granny's channel on YouTube and the Gray State Truth here on YouTube, which you're watching now. Twitter page is also up for the Gray State Truth. Lots of information, lots of awesome, evidence and facts and kind of all the stuff you wanted to know about the case.
Yes. Less on the theories, more on the
Journal
evidence.
entry. It said,
There we go. I think I got it this time. I think I got it.
Got my fingers crossed.
All right.
Kamel got raptured today.
Oh, come on. That is so weird. I don't understand why
She's
it's doing that. That's kind of odd. I'm trying to get rid of all the graphics so that way I can.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's on this TV and not on my computer screen. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Alright then. Well, that is not cool.
Okay.
It is not wanting to work. Hold on.
Let's have a nice view of the Minnesota skyline. It's fine.
Yeah. So here we go. Let me take this away. Let me screen share once more. And let's see. You guys can't hear that, can you?
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
No.
Let me switch this over real quick.
It was hard to hear when I first listened.
Did you guys hear it then?
I can
It's
hear it
cutting in and out.
quietly a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so you can hear it now?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so yeah, it's because it's on my headphones. Let me switch it over. All right.
I couldn't hear it.
Hear it at all?
No.
Oh wow,
Whether
man.
it's gone through on the live stream, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I had moved it over, like turned off my headphones and moved the sound over to like my other monitor that has speakers. And so I figured that would have dealt with the problem, but I thought you couldn't hear it at all before? Like you and Joe couldn't hear it at all?
I couldn't. I don't
Okay.
know if Joe could, or if he's got himself on mute still.
Yeah, I don't even see him in here anymore. Yeah, I think he disappeared. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to like definitely check out what's going
The
on with the
sound
sound.
thing.
Well, because I have two monitors, and so one of them has speakers on it, the other one
Mm.
doesn't, and so I mainly use my headphones for like the sound and
Yeah.
stuff because I don't really need speakers. All of the
Yeah.
everything that I do is with headphones and with a VR headset that has headphones, so it's like I don't really need it.
No.
um, but I may end up having to get some just to have them. But it's so weird that the buffer's really
It's
bad as
probably a
well.
simple setting.
Yeah,
So I can hear it now.
It was hard to hear when I
yeah. This is the one that I uploaded to the actual,
first listened because
and so it could
But it
be
keeps
just
buffering.
buffering. Yeah, buffering
Yeah.
really, really badly. So it could be just a setting in here somewhere. It says, do you want full HD quality upgrade now? Yeah, I already paid like freaking $9 this morning for the
there's some background noise in the room. I didn't realize there
for
was
the
anything on.
other stuff, so
Yeah.
like the restream. So I'm gonna work on it all today and see
See
what
what you
else I
can.
can get into. But I think Joe has
Yeah.
disappeared on us.
He's
And
got booted.
yeah, I think another issue that I have is not running an actual wire to my computer. I don't. It's all through Wi-Fi, so it could be
Yeah.
buffering because it's not completely wired to the thing.
Maybe.
But anyways, so that is all we have for you guys today on this episode, which is Paranormal Activity, the Crowley case. And again, you can always find us here on YouTube, The Gray State Truth, or you can find us on the Crowley Case Fact versus Fiction on Facebook and YouTube, or you can find Judy on Deep
Yeah.
State Granny on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you throw them down in the comments. We're an open book. We will answer your questions to the best of the ability with the evidence and the facts. And I think that's all I have today. Louise, do you want to finish with anything else, or are you good to go for right now?
I'm good to go. I think we've covered it. I think we've had a good discussion. We're open to other people's views or interpretations because there's nothing that's signed and sealed as a fact on this. It is purely one of the one things that is down to interpretation, but there is some evidence to support all sides of it that nobody knows exactly what was going on, but it was very real to them. And I think it's a sensitive topic, but you can talk about it respectfully.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
So
everyone
yeah,
have a good day, and we will chat at you later.